on Good Morning El Paso.
I'm just going to pray that they're okay, and I don't know if they were my daughter's classmates or if they're somebody I knew. I don't know. I just feel so bad.
A young student in critical condition this morning after a shooting at an elementary school, who authorities are thanking for helping this morning.
Black Lives Matter!
More protests overnight in California as demonstrators take to the streets over the deadly police shooting of an unarmed man.
Hillary Clinton, proud of her debate performance, is back on the trail with some high-powered friends as Donald Trump goes after Clinton while insisting he won that first one-on-one. I'm ABC's Stephanie Ramos in Washington. Details ahead.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
A very good morning to you, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone. Hope your Thursday's off to a great start. The weather's going to cooperate.
Yes, it sure will. Hi, Nicole.
Good morning. We will see warmer temperatures this afternoon, and our rain chances will also go up a little later this afternoon into the evening. Here's a look at your ABC 7 threat tracker for today. With the increased rain chances, mainly for western portions of our viewing area, we could see rain, and as the heavy rain starts to fall, of course, that could lead to some flooding and stronger winds. You can see where the heaviest rainfall will take place just west around Silver City, the Boot Hill, and Deming. But with the heavy rainfall tracking into portions of our area, we can't completely rule that chance of seeing storms pop up here in El Paso and Las Cruces. We are off to a dry start with just a few clouds moving in, but you can see where most of the moisture is moving through Arizona, and it is tracking in a northeasterly direction. So again, we can't rule that chance for showers in the forecast out of our forecast. But coming up at 6:07 with your weather and traffic on the 7s, we have a look at your school planner so you can get the kids ready for school, and our ABC 7 WeatherNet site temperatures to get you out the door.
Thanks so much, Nicole. And now let's get to the headlines. The state of New Mexico has lost millions of dollars as it battles budget challenges, and that's why the governor has called for a special session of the legislature to rewrite the budget. ABC 7's Evan Floren is live now with more. Evan.
Hillary, the state is facing about a $600 million deficit linked to a drop in the oil and natural gas markets. But that won't be the only thing discussed during the special session. They'll also look at the death penalty. Come Friday, lawmakers will debate taxes, government spending, and capital punishment. Governor Susana Martinez's office says the governor also plans to include legislation that will expand Baby Brianna's law, making a mandatory life sentence for anyone charged with intentional child abuse that results in death. Her press secretary says this special session was called after more than 60 days of failed negotiations between the governor and Senate Democrats. Friday's scheduled special session could shake up the power in New Mexico's legislature depending on the outcome. I'll tell you all about it in the next half hour. Stephanie.
All right, Evan, thank you. New this morning, the El Paso County Sheriff's Office is on the lookout for a wanted sex offender. Ryan Glenn Wright was released from a correctional facility in Childress, Texas on September 20th. He was scheduled to report to a halfway house in Horizon on that same day, but he never showed up. He is currently on parole for failure to comply with sex offender registration. If you have any information, you're asked to call the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. That number is 915-538-2008.
Authorities are trying to figure out what provoked a teenager to shoot up an elementary school in South Carolina yesterday. That shooter killed his father before driving to the school where he shot 2 students and a teacher. He was taken down by a volunteer firefighter before he could enter the building. One of the students is still in critical condition this morning. The identity of the shooter has not been released. Meanwhile, more protests in California overnight after the deadly police shooting near San Diego on Tuesday. Hundreds of demonstrators lined the streets in El Cajon, some throwing water bottles at police in riot gear. There were reports of some heated moments, but the night was mostly peaceful. Police say the man they shot and killed was pointing an electronic smoking device at them. The man was identified as 38-year-old Alfred Olongo.
None of the government's checks will bounce past the end of the fiscal year on Friday. Voting late last night, Congress sent President Obama a bill to keep the government operating through December 9th. The spending measure contains $1.1 billion for battling the Zika virus. That's a request President Obama sought in February. One sticking point was aid to address the lead contamination water crisis in Flint, Michigan. Leaders promised to take that up after the election. The vote allows members facing re-election to skip town. And now to the race for the White House. Hillary Clinton relishing in her success after the first presidential debate, back on the campaign trail with high-power supporters. Meanwhile, within the Donald Trump campaign, there's been a lot of finger-pointing and second-guessing of both prep time and execution by Trump. The camp now suggesting he will be much tougher in the next debate. ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports from Washington. It's your voice, your vote.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are out of debate mode and whipping through battleground states.
The next 40 days will determine the next 40 years.
Clinton in New Hampshire with just 40 days to go till Election Day, joined by some welcomed advocates.
By going high when they go low.
First Lady Michelle Obama in front of a loud crowd made up of mainly young people pumping up Clinton qualifications for president.
No one in our lifetime has ever had as much experience and exposure to the presidency. Not Barack, not Bill, nobody. And yes, she happens to be a woman.
Even Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders joining the Clinton support bandwagon, urging battleground state voters to back his former primary rival.
It is absurd. It is disgraceful for Donald Trump and his friends to be talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks for the top 1%.
Donald Trump in Wisconsin last night, still insisting he won the first presidential debate and going after Clinton on big banks.
Follow the money. The Wall Street investors who have rigged the regulations against the middle class, they're donating to Hillary Clinton.
His campaign manager on Fox saying Trump will be better prepared for the next debate.
I think looking toward the next format, the town hall format, we will certainly be taking into account the different logistics.
And Donald Trump is continuing his feud with a former Miss Universe. Trump is accused of body-shaming the beauty queen 20 years ago. He told Fox News that he saved Alicia Machado from being fired by getting her to lose weight. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
6:07 right now. Time for weather and traffic on the 7s.
Good morning, Nicole.
Here's a look at your school planner for your Thursday. As you get the kids ready, we start out with temperatures in the 60s by lunchtime, 76 by the end of the school day, 82 degrees with a 20% chance for showers in the forecast. If you're headed out right now, El Paso 67 is where we're currently sitting. A little warmer today than we were yesterday around this time. Clear skies in Las Cruces, 64 is the current temperature with calm winds to start out your morning. Currently across southern New Mexico, Sierra Middle School 65 is the current temperature. Hermosa Heights 67, and at the Farm and Ranch we're at 69 degrees. And as you take a look at the Texas Tech Health Science Center overnight, we did have a few clouds moving in, and as you can see in northeast El Paso, we're currently at 68 degrees. Coming up at 6:17 with your weather and traffic on the 7s, we have a look at the latest future track computer model. I do have rain chances in the forecast for today, but will the rain stick around for your weekend? I'll have that answer with your weather and traffic on the 7s. Mauricio?
Thanks, Nicole. Good morning. Well, traffic's off to a great start right now at 6:07. We haven't really seen any issues throughout your morning. Really, the biggest thing was a closure that was overdue to be opened up on US 54 heading south, but that's open, and notice green across El Paso right now, I should say. So that is good news. Las Cruces, good morning to you. We're tracking 64 miles per hour right now if you're heading west on I-10. 66 if you're heading east towards El Paso, and 65 right now is the current speed we're looking at on I-25, and also Highway 70 east of Las Cruces. That's going to stay open all day. Let's give you a live look outside with our ABC7 TxDOT cameras. This is in West El Paso, I-10 at Asarco. We're starting to see more cars fill up. That's on I-10 east. But other than that, things are looking good across the map, and coming up at 6:17, I'll have those west side drive times.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Mauricio.
And keep it here for more headlines on Good Morning El Paso.
ABC7 was there as authorities were investigating an area of the desert, and our newsroom went looking for answers about what exactly they were looking for.
The ABC7i team also uncovering more details in a murder investigation. A husband accused of killing his wife. What he says happened. It's 6:09, and this is ABC7, where news comes first.